everyone, my name is Santaya Elpaskah Lunny. On this chance, I will make a presentation about anxiety, especially anxiety in final year students. In our life, we will definitely find a problem that makes us anxious, and this we can avoid. Anxiety can happen to everyone, including final year students. Final year students are always faced with the fact that to obtain a graduation degree, they must go through the completion stage of a final project or thesis. This phase usually becomes a stressor in itself among students. This happened not only because there were many assumptions that the preparation of the final project was difficult, but also because of the lengthy process of the thesis. This assumption causes some students to be anxious when they have to face their thesis. Okay, let's start with the definition of anxiety. Anxiety by Neil is described as an unpleasant feeling of fear. This fear will eventually lead to negative feelings such as confusion, worry, disappointment, and etc. Anxiety is not a disease, but a symptom or initial response to various forms of stress or pressure. The anxiety experienced by a person can have a bad effect on the life of the sufferer. Students who experience stress tend to experience disturbances in physical, emotional, cognitive, and behavioral function. However, anxiety in everyone is not the same, depending on how a person controls the anxiety they experience so that it doesn't adversely affect their daily life. Anxiety will cause clinical manifestation in the form of restlessness, tachycardia, remorse, hypertension, irritation, and tingling sensation. This is due to the behavioral and physiological changes that indicate fear due to the release of epinephrine from the adrenals. While the psychological symptoms that arise are excessive fear, unable to focus attention, always feel that there will be gloom, weakness, loss of confidence, and want to run away from facing the atmosphere of life. In making a thesis, students will experience many problems, so that the level of stress and anxiety will also increase. There are two factors that cause stress in preparing the thesis. The first is the internal factor. The internal factor is the lazy attitude of students who only work on their thesis if there is a desire. And many students don't believe in their abilities. And the next is external factors. External factors include difficulty finding titles, difficulty finding literature and reading material, limited funds, or fear of meeting lecture. In a study conducted by Rindang Gunawati in 2005, it showed that the level of stress in students who were preparing a thesis in the psychology study program of Undip was determined by the effectiveness factor of the student lecture of 29.3%, while 70.7% was explained by other factors. In addition to thesis reading, the level of anxiety will also increase when presenting the result of the thesis reading. In a study conducted by Ariana in 2016, found that anxiety on students of the medical study program at the Faculty of Medicine Untan who will undergo final examination of thesis is 71.4%, with details of mild anxiety is 28.6%, moderate anxiety is 28.6%, and severe anxiety is 14.2%. From the research that has been done, we can see that the level of anxiety in the final semester student is quite high. Highness said that young people are more prone to psychological stress and anxiety because of immature mental and mental readiness and inexperience. Anxiety must be overcome and controlled. There are several ways to deal with anxiety. The first is self-control. All efforts to control various personal desires that are no longer in accordance with the conditions. Number 2 is think positively. That is, if the anxiety has been recognized because of negative thoughts, it should be as soon as possible to replace it with thoughts that are more realistic and positive, because thoughts can influence feelings. The next is support. Support from family and friends can provide relief from anxiety. Number 4 is physical action. Doing physical activities such as exercising will be very good for relieving anxiety. Number 5 is sleep, which is sufficient sleep by sleeping 6 to 8 hours at night can restore freshness and fitness. Number 6, listening to music. Listening to soft music will help calm thoughts and feelings. And the last is food consumption. The balance in consuming foods that contains nutrients and vitamins, which are very good for maintaining health. Anxiety is actually a fear that is created by ourselves, the result of always feeling worried and afraid of something that hasn't happened yet. If God cares for the birds in the air and the flowers in the field, so why should we worry? Thank you for watching.